He's like, you ever watch Storage Wars? And I was like, a couple times. He's like, oh, I'm so-and-so. I can't remember his name now, but
That's his claim to fame.
That's awesome.
it was kind of funny. I was not
Here's
expecting
what like a show like that is actually like in real life. Like, I don't know. Did you see like the Squid Games thing? Like they had on Netflix? They said like filming that was insane. Like the red light, green light game they said was like 5 hours and people were like falling asleep. But in the show it's like 20 minutes of an episode. Like it's insane.
Oh my God. 5 hours to play that game, and then all you hear is red light.
Yeah, but it's just
green
like
light.
I wonder what like a show like that where it's like they open the storage unit stuff, like are they doing that like 20 times to get one good shot? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious how that stuff works.
They probably.
I wouldn't be
have to.
shocked if some of it's staged, but
Yeah, it has to. The drama in
Just 'cause
some of those
some of the
shows
stuff,
is
like-
ridiculous.
Oh my God.
it's like Pawn Stars. Like you watch that show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the older Pawn Star? Not Pawn Stars, like the one in Vegas. It was like the dad and his daughter and son. They're like on TikTok now. Dude, it was every customer came in, it was like the most insane thing, and then they would just be throwing stuff at each other. Like it like
Really?
100% had to be scripted, but it was like it's so funny.
My biggest thing with Pawn Stars now, though, is just every time somebody brings something, he's like, oh, I got a guy that specializes in
Hey,
this. And
let
it's
me
like,
give
all
this
right.
guy a call.
Yeah.
Literally,
It's
I got a guy
crazy.
that's...
He's like, I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a
all he
curtain
needs
guy.
is $20. It's
Mhm.
like, this is $20.
Yeah, it's so funny.
There was one where it was like gold from, and he thought it was like from a pirate ship. He's like, let me call in my guy real quick. It's like, you have a pirate ship guy? Like what?
Yeah, where do you find this guy?
Guy for everybody. That's crazy.
So did you do the Vegas game? You went to the Vegas one, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to that one, Mikey?
I did not.
No. What's the furthest you went trip-wise this year for the Steelers?
Acrisure Stadium.
Hey, baby, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I used to
season.
travel a lot more like before COVID. Like I feel like they were sending us like every week, but it seems like they kind of like. Did you go? You went with the team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Cool.
now like the team sends us more so. Like
Mm,
the NFL hasn't asked me.
Honestly, I low key enjoyed just doing the home games because
Yeah.
like
I bet.
it's fun going to other stadiums, but the process of figuring it all out is really tough.
Yeah, it
Like
can be
getting into
stressful.
the stadium, like just finding what gate you have to, like getting there is hard. Like an Uber.
Mhm.
I went to Philly one time. It was like a wild card game, and I like leaving the game. I couldn't even figure out how to get back to the hotel, and like no Ubers would get you, and like the only ones were like people there waiting, and they were charging like $400 for like a 20-minute trip. So I just like
Wow.
followed a crowd of people onto the subway, and it let me out literally 2 blocks from my hotel. Like I got so lucky. I had no idea
Wow.
what I was doing,
Damn.
but it worked out. But like stuff like that is just like
Yeah. That's the stuff you don't
Stressful.
probably realize
Yeah.
until you do it once or twice.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it
I
until I
drove-
went to the Vegas game.
it's like
Same
everything.
story, like
everything until you're in there, like and the game starts, is like stressful. But once it starts, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But
yeah,
then
once
like
the game's going, it's
Mhm.
great.
yeah,
You can
But yeah,
step back
coming
and
out of the
breathe.
Vegas game, I had to walk like 15 minutes to the strip to like get an Uber, and it was like $120 or something.
insane.
And that
but-
walk to the strip was probably sketchy as hell.
It wasn't this time just because there was a lot of Steeler fans there, so I was like, oh,
You're
fine.
good.
Like I'm chilling.
Yeah.
But there was like you got all the stuff in the bag and everything, and you never know. But it's still fun.
Someone could get it. A little
But yeah,
bit frisky.
sometimes like he said, like just going to like regular games is nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that now, Mikey? It's got to be what? A couple years now, right?
I want to say 2018. I think 2019.
Nice.
Because I think I did 1 or 2 seasons before COVID, and then you came the year after, or 2 years. This is your second
I
year.
started, yeah, this is my second.
I've done it like 4 or 5 years. I don't even know, to
Really?
be honest.
No.
He got to see Big Ben though.
Yeah.
Big Ben era.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was that the last season he was there?
I think I got 2 years of him.
2 years. How'd the process look for you whenever you were like going to do it and start?
Like working for they like reached out to me, which is like hard because a lot of people like DM me and they're like, oh, how do you get into this program, blah blah blah, like stuff like that. And it's hard because I don't really know how to, because like and it sounds like I'm being a jerk, but like I was working with JuJu already, so they like saw that stuff and they called me and were like, hey, like we have this program if you're interested. And I was like, of course, like that sounds sweet.
Right.
But like to actually get in from, I have no idea how it works. Like I know they post the things, like Kim will post the stuff like they're hiring in these markets and stuff, but I don't know like what the
Mhm.
interview process. I mean, you could probably speak on that more, but I don't know
It
how it
was
worked for you.
similar to that though. Like it wasn't really like where you went and applied. It was
Yeah.
just like saw a story, sent a DM,
Yeah.
didn't hear anything for a while, and then like got a DM. Hey, you want to interview?
Yeah.
It was like kind of a unique process, I guess. But
Yeah.
it was like that for MLB too, and like NHL. It was like all through Instagram.
Yeah, as I feel like a lot of people just like they were like looking for how to get into it, but it's like it almost is like what you're doing will kind of like catch the eye of the right people.
Yeah, you have to
Mhm.
kind of be found. I feel like
Yeah.
That makes sense.
more so than
Your shit's got to be good, man. That's the key. Guys, both your stuff's good.
yeah that, and it's
That's
also
what
just
helps.
like right place, right time. I feel
Yeah,
like
for
you got to
sure.
be
Yeah,
there
It's all time.
because I mean, in some of these, like both of the two people in Pittsburgh have been there for a while,
Mhm.
Mikey and Alex. So like, you just have to be when they're looking, right
Mhm.
place, right time.
Yeah.
But also have good knowledge of the stuff too. But
Yeah, that's true. Because like you said, like it opens up quickly, and like they're gonna find a person like immediately. So it's like, and once they have however many, like it could be years until someone else. That's the tough thing.
yeah,
How was it this year shooting on the iPhones? Because I thought that was super interesting to me. Like, as a spectator looking in, I don't know how
it
much
was
you could speak on it.
at first. I think we were all kind of like, I don't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
But as it went on, I kind of started to like it more, I would say.
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but
I liked it. Like,
Really?
yeah, I might be the weird one that like obviously at first it's like it's a change, but like they gave us the option to do both, which is cool. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
like, oh, you can't shoot on your camera. So like I think that was cool, but like I'm not gonna lie, like 2 weeks in I was pretty much only iPhone. And like it's weird, like each thing has its ups and downs. Like being on a camera obviously is gonna look how it looks. Like you get that certain look out of a camera, but being on the phone is like once you get past the feeling of not like feeling like you're doing anything,
Mhm.
like that's kind of the weird, like people like look at you and it looks like you're just like on social media or
Just
something.
chilling.
Yeah, so it looks like you're kind of like not really into it, but like it opens up so much of moving around, and like it's so much easier to get, like if a play happens in like this side of the end zone and I'm over here, like I can get there quick and still get something, because it's like I'm not running with a monitor and everything's shaking, like I'm just like phone.
yeah.
And it looks like everything is always in focus, like smooth. And the new iPhone, you got it. It's like I didn't get it yet, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's some crazy technology with the iPhones now, and kind of gets you excited for like what the next one will look like, and the one after that. We're kind of approaching a point where it's like cameras will only be needed like in very specific situations.
Yeah, even like podcasts could be
Yeah,
on an iPhone.
and it's easier. It's right there. It's everybody has it. It's easier to send stuff in. But yeah, it was nice like during like weather games and stuff when we could just not have to worry about like bringing cameras out, bringing batteries and all that stuff.
That shit
But
can be a lot. Like, especially the one you got, man. Like, that one with the back brace that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have. That
I
thing's
had that easy
crazy.
rig.
yeah,
I know some. I know the LCC and KC. He shoots on an easy rig.
yeah,
in game,
yeah.
which
Is that what it's
Billy,
called?
I
Yeah.
forget his
Rig?
last
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
But yeah, he has a pretty wild setup,
Yeah.
and then he'll have his iPhone off to the
His
side.
face is like a
Well,
Ghostbuster
set up on it,
Yeah.
like on his iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Damn.
basically like
His
if we
stuff's
weren't
awesome.
doing just iPhone, it was like iPhone attached to the camera, pretty much.
Now, you were down in
But-
KC a decent amount with JuJu's games.
Last
right?
year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably went to like 6 games, but I was there a good bit. That place is awesome. Honestly, Kansas City and Pittsburgh are like really similar.
Really?
Yeah, like they both are like historic teams. They both have those diehard fans, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
they're established teams that have been here forever. Like their fan base has been like it's not like a team that's transferred from like LA to Vegas, and you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they are just as diehard as Pittsburgh, and it's like it felt very similar. And even like KC, like as a place to live, I feel like is kind of similar.
Really?
Like the
Yeah.
weather's similar, like the things to do, the bars, things like that are all doesn't feel much
I
different.
thought the same thing too, actually. Just like the city.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I haven't experienced like the games or anything, but the city itself felt very similar to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
It's
that
like
where
the
the
same
draft was?
speed.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it felt like the same pace. Like
same pace,
like,
and
it's not like
people were similar.
super fast or slower. Like it's just
Yeah, because it's just like a normal like Midwestern city. It's not like a huge metropolis.
yeah, and it's like another place where like football is their
That's what they
Like
got.
sports
to
are
look
their
forward to.
thing,
That's
yeah.
all you got. Yeah, like football is your team. Like, they
Mhm.
got the Royals, right? They have a
Yeah, they
hockey
have the
team?
Royals. No.
They don't?
Not
Who's
in
their hockey
Kansas City,
team?
I don't think.
Well, they
right?
have a soccer team. That's what I was thinking.
Kansas City. What is it, Missouri? They have St. Louis Blue Jackets hockey team, which is
Oh.
like kind of near there. But
That is a weird
Yeah.
thing how like you can be in both states in like 10 minutes. Like that was
yeah,
kind of weird.
it's like half and half. It's
Oh,
odd.
really?
Yeah, Kansas
didn't know
City,
that.
Kansas City, Missouri.
yeah.
I did not know that.
Did you know that? Yeah, it's
No.
basically like the city's like right on the
Yeah.
border of both.
Wow.
Yeah, so like
I feel like a
States.
dumbass. I didn't know that my whole life.
yeah, it took me forever to figure it out. Like I was like I'd be there for 3 days. I'm like, what state are we in? Like, I still don't even know, to be honest with you.
That's crazy that it's divided though by two.
Yeah, I don't know if
states.
it's exactly divided. I just know that they're really, really close.
Yeah, like you could go to like a restaurant in one state and then like
Mhm.
the hotel's in a different state. Like it's
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
I will say it's really weird doing this without headphones compared
Yeah.
to the last
we
ones.
get
hopefully
we get like
it sounds
so
good.
used to it, like locks you in.
Well, it just gives you. I don't know. It's weird.
Can you hear yourself when you have them on?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's nice, kind of like
Yeah, I think I would like that
I don't know.
because you don't know if you're talking loud enough.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
these are pretty solid, I think. But
I feel like I need to start singing or something.
We got an open mic.
shout out
Open mic.
Stoney's first episode was Stoney's.
It is.
Oh, actually, I think I just heard myself. Didn't
yeah. We got a little reverb
I? Oh, it
back
must
there.
be from the headphone.
Yeah. About to start
But
rapping.
yeah, Stoney's first episode sponsorship.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Feeling good. Feeling good. I like want to crack one, but I'm like,
I don't want
wanna-
to go crazy in
you know,
here.
I saw Stella Artois like in the refrigerator.
Really?
Yeah, they had like Stellas and Coronas and stuff in there. I'm like,
They said no alcoholic beverages, so
Yeah.
we were like, we'll just put them on the table.
we'll be at ease today. We'll be easy with it. But what is
That's
this,
cool.
episode 31?
Mhm.
Getting there.
Episode 31, second one of 2024, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
We're getting more consistent. That's the goal this year,
Yeah.
Mikey.
Our goal is to do
consistency.
2 a month going forward. So you'll be seeing a lot more Stoney's content. We'll be tasting them. It'll be like the Ben Rossberg
I
podcast.
just realized you guys got the merch on too.
We got the merch
we're
on.
We're geared up.
Shout out Ian for the merch
Yeah. This
Nice.
just drove over. Dropped it
and
off.
that sign too. Hopefully you can see the sign. It's
I think
pretty
it's in the
sweet.
shot,
Yeah, I see
right?
it.
Yeah.
Sweet. We got Mikey here.
Mike Spinos.
Did you say it right?
Did I say it right?
It's no,
No.
but it's actually Spinos. But
Spinos. Okay.
I get Spinos,
Spinos.
Spinos. It's Italian. The story I've heard is that it was Spinoza with an A, but they dropped the A, and which like further confuses me because if it's Spinoza and you take the A off, then it's Spinos, but we all say Spinos,
Yeah.
so like I could be wrong. I don't know.
We'll just roll with
It's
it.
one of those.
So did your family come from Italy then straight into Johnstown? Because that's where you're originally from.
From what I understand, on my dad's side, my grandfather was the first one born here. So like I'm second, third generation, which is kind of crazy. It's pretty close to like
Yeah.
fully Italian, I feel like. But yeah, but we're from Winburn. It's a small town near Johnstown.
Yeah. I know Wimber. I call on
Wimber.
there now for my job.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, the hospital at Chang.
Chan Soon Song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It used to be Winburn Medical, and then he's like an amazing like cancer research doctor, I believe, and
Yeah.
he bought the hospital because my mom, she's an X-ray tech, and she worked there.
Nice.
But they changed the name, and I don't know how that whole process worked. She used to work there, but she works at the VA now. But yeah, it's like
That's
honestly,
cool.
we have a really big hospital.
It's
Like,
huge.
It's a super like good hospital.
Yeah. That and Johnstown are both giant. Like,
Like
the giant Conemaugh, that
Yeah.
one's big.
Conemaugh
Yeah.
Memorial.
Mm.
So like how we were saying like Pittsburgh, like sports teams, like
Mm.
we're like Winburn is like a hospital. That's what we got.
and then
Yeah.
Johnstown
And
got
sheets.
its minor league hockey team, right?
Yeah, well they
Isn't that like-
they used to have the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That was like, you ever seen the movie Slapshot? Like
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
was filmed in Johnstown.
For real?
Yeah, so
I
like
think we were talking about that the last time
yeah,
we
but
were
the
together.
Chiefs left though, so I think they're in like North Carolina now, and now we have the Tomahawks, which is like, I never remember which league it is, but it's basically like if you graduate high school, it's an in-between league of high school and college. So a lot of the kids are like trying to get looks and are like getting scholarships for college.
Mm.
But I love going to those games; they're fun.
There's probably some studs there too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you progress past the level of high school where you think you
Yeah.
can make it.
I went to a game last year, and there was this kid Johnny, and he like it went to overtime, and he hit like it went in overtime, then a shootout, and he hit like the game-winning shootout goal. But it was like the 8th round of the shootout, it was electric.
That's sweet.
I don't think people realize like how fun hockey is to watch
awesome.
live. It is the best live sport.
I think hockey is the only sport you can watch like at any level and it's entertaining. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
watch like middle school kids playing hockey and it's like the level of competitiveness is always there. Like obviously like you watch basketball and you see it progress to like insane level, and like football, like you can tell which like high school to college, like there's that big jump. Like I feel like college or hockey, no matter which level you're watching, it's like it's entertaining. Like
Right.
you're watching people on skates with sticks just hit each other and like it's fun.
Yeah.
You're like, these dudes are freaking talented.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's
insane.
all I think the whole time. Like the IQ of, like the hand-eye coordination, I should say, of like every hockey player out there, even like the middle school level. You're like, damn,
Yeah, it's
look at
crazy.
that little dude go.
Yeah, right. It's honestly, I've always thought hockey's like one of the more confusing like systems though. Like when you were talking about like you graduate high school and then there's like these pre-college teams and there's
Yeah.
like the college, like the NCAA teams, or there's like the junior teams and everything.
It's kind of like baseball.
But,
I feel like
Yeah,
Mhm.
baseball's
And I
pretty
have-
confusing too.
I don't understand baseball at all.
There's so
Like,
many different levels of baseball and minor league and non-minor league and Savannah Bananas.
Is that seriously a team name?
Yeah, you haven't heard of
it's like the
Savannah
guys on
Bananas?
TikTok.
No.
They do like the dancing.
Oh yeah,
They're
they
like
do the dancing and shit.
It's
yeah.
like a banana ball or something. They do like a different version of baseball, but
Okay, so that isn't like a minor league team that like those guys will go
well,
to the
they
MLB.
do play teams. I don't think it's like like an MLB affiliated thing.
Have you
though.
ever heard of Altoona Curve?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
want to say it's similar to that, but
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong.
Really?
It's weird because it's like the Pirates have like every team has like 4 or 5 like farm
I think
teams.
think Curve is
And the
a Pirates
Curve's like
team, right?
one of the
Mhm.
the Pirates teams. Then there's like the Indianapolis something. I forget the name, but they're the other team. Then there's a Bradenton team, and there's somewhere else. There's another one. But
Could you imagine if there was like a dude in the MLB that just started like dancing up on the mound? That'd be hilarious. Like
Be
he was so
crazy.
good, he made his way to
what's
the MLB.
crazy about the Savannah Bananas though is like it's just sold out like every year.
Yeah.
People come and watch it.
Like they'll sell out the whole. They go on a tour and they'll just sell out every
I
game.
feel like they're like the Globetrotters,
Basically,
kind of
yeah.
of baseball.
That's what the Pirates need to start
Became,
doing.
like,
Maybe
really-
get like one dude.
Imagine like you're playing that team and like you're locked in. and
Imagine
you're
Pirates
just on the
versus
mound
Savannah
dancing.
Bananas.
You're like, I'm gonna rake on this guy, and he's like out there twerking on the mound. I'd
Right,
be
they
like,
do some
"Bro."
crazy stuff actually. Some talent, honestly, to be able to play baseball semi decent and then also do like acrobatics and like
choreographed
dancing and-
dances.
Yeah, like, it's kind of crazy.
Interesting.
That'd be absurd. It's like, all right, here's practice today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pitch a little bit, but like the rest of practice, we're gonna figure out our dance for
What
the game.
song should we use for this dance?
I always wondered like which sport would be like the easiest like line of progress to get to the professional level. Like I want to say like football, but at the same time I don't know, because like football is I feel like very cut and dry. It's like high school, college, NFL.
Yeah,
Like you
Mhm.
said, baseball and basketball is like college, and then it's like G League or like this league, overseas league, back to America for junior league. Like, and I feel like that's like baseball, hockey, basketball, and it's like
yeah. Football probably is the most like to the point system.
But
Like it's
does-
either you make it to the league
And
or
there's
you
a bigger
don't.
team, you know, so like you have
Mhm.
more guys on the team
Practice squad. Now they have what is it, USFL, or who's the?
The
They're not really a
XFL
farm
too.
team yet, but kind of a farm team.
too. Yeah, you have the XFL too.
I think they merged.
Well, they
now.
merged, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh,
So it's
they
like one
merged.
thing now.
Oh, I'm.
But that's the
sleeping.
thing. Like, it's a more straightforward thing. But does that make less people get in because there's less opportunities? Like, you know what I mean?
Actually, you
Mhm.
probably are right because
Like
there's
baseball, you
less,
got to
like,
play through
minor
minors
teams.
and all that, and
Mhm.
you're getting more looks and more opportunity. Like if you're not quite at that level yet.
I feel like
That's a good
baseball. There's a lot of players every year, and there's a lot that are only there for like a couple years,
Right.
if that.
easiest sport to go pro in is golf.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
know. I would disagree with that. I
I
feel
don't know
like
how I feel about
That's
that.
the easiest. I got no shot.
I don't know.
Literally,
Like,
literally.
because golf, it costs so much to like get to that level in the first place. You know what I mean?
Imagine if you have dumb bread though.
If you have dumb bread, you're definitely like,
Because I feel like even if you're not super athletic, like say,
Mhm.
I don't know if all of us played since we were 4.
Mhm. It is a
Maybe?
game
I
of
don't
like if
know.
you start playing real young, like, and you practice a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like obviously those guys are talented, but
But it does seem to be like whoever has access to the most like practice and rounds and
I feel like that's kind
in
of how
some
hockey
cases.
is too. Like coming back to it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey is a very like you have to have money to play hockey. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
is that stuff is very expensive. Like football, you join your school's league or whatever, and they give you everything. Like you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to get the equipment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just need a field and
Yeah,
schools will sponsor a lot of that too.
yeah, hockey's not sponsored by like anything.
Yeah, hockey's not usually like a team sport or a school sport for whatever reason.
I played like a I don't even like a beer league thing, I guess you would say, in like
Mhm.
middle school because I wanted to play hockey, and I remember like my mom getting me all the stuff, and it was like insane. And then like
expensive.
Mom's
I-
like, you better enjoy this
yeah,
shit.
and like I had a stick, I remember, and I was like, you ever see like people bending their hockey stick, like
Yeah, to get the flex in
this
it.
kid I like would ice skate with, he did it and snapped it, and I never even used it. And I was so scared to tell my mom. He gave me his other stick, and I like didn't even tell her for a while. I was
Yeah.
like, bro,
Well,
I
aren't
literally
the
didn't use
sticks
it.
like 200 a pop
Yes,
too?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it was
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. I played inline hockey like during high school. That was pretty fun.
Really, like
it's
on,
not
on
quite as
rollerblades?
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Huh?
See, I feel like I'd mess myself up on some rollerblades.
We used to play at
It's
my
not as
house.
bad.
Really?
Like
We'd play street hockey.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
say
right.
like
Yeah.
I wish I would have played ice hockey now just because I feel like you have a little more control over like slowing down and stuff.
Yeah,
Because like inline, it's like you basically have to like either stop or not stop.
you're just like hopping.
Yeah,
You're,
like it's
oh,
weird. Like
yeah.
you can like kind of, but it's different.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes.
I'd snap my ankle in half.
I
if wanted to go
contemplate
stop on
playing
some
beer
blades.
league sometime, like the lowest level, just to see what it's like.
What,
I
with-
like hockey. It's
with
fun.
roller skates,
No, ice hockey.
ice hockey.
Yeah,
I'd be nervous.
just
dude,
go
with
to like
some-
the lowest team at
I would love
RMU or something.
It would be fun, but I'd just be worried about somebody that's going hard in hockey.
You
Like,
could,
know.
yeah. You never know.
When I played in that one league, it was like just for fun. I think it was like 18 to like, or like, it would have been like 17 to like 12-year-olds. Like, but it was no contact, so like you couldn't technically like hit each other. Like there was still like it was physical, but it wasn't like people laying each other out because the age gap.
Yeah.
And I just remember like the one kid being a dog, and he would like do like the crazy dekes and then like hit, and I would just be there and like boop and just like bounce it. I had like 4 goals just literally standing there at the net. It was so
Yeah,
cheesy.
Like I'm
but,
gonna post up right here and get all these
Yeah.
goals.
but then like there was like a Johnstown team because like they'll watch, like they called, I think it was like Jets or something. They called and were like, "Are you interested in playing?" And I was like, "Nah," because like I played football and it just like you couldn't do both.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could have played hockey, but I would never pick it over football. Like I would.
Right. You were a dog at football, bro. I love watching the old highlights. Did
I
you
like
play
to
for
think I was,
Johnstown
but I
High
wa-
School?
I played for Winburn.
Okay.
It's like every kid thinks they're like amazing at football. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's like their dream is to go to the NFL, and like I was okay, you know,
Yeah.
but it's like I've been to LA now and I've watched those high schools and it's like I was nothing, bro. Like I think those high schools out there could beat college teams here. Like certain
Really?
college teams. Like it's insane, bro. Like I went to St. John Bosco, and like I think they had like 20 D1 commits on their team, and it was like I'm looking at the tight ends and stuff, and I'm like, this kid is a junior in college, and he's like a sophomore in high school, and I'm like, I was nothing. Like I was nothing.
It's insane. I mean, like that's like a whole nother level.
Insane.
Like, but when we played like Central Catholic, and they get kids from all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, John Bosco is a whole nother level, but like
Even,
even
like-
the Central guys, I'm like, dude.
I don't know much about like Pittsburgh like divisions or whatever, but I know like the Whippeal teams, like even that to like where I was playing is insane. Like there was a year where a team, like we're small schools, like we barely can get teams together, low key. Like I think my senior year we had like 30 players, which for a football team is really small. And there was a team that like 2 kids got hurt and they had to like shelf the season. So like
God.
they basically gave us the option of like a bye week, or we could play like a school of choice. And like the school of choice was a Whippeal team. And for some reason, our school was like, yeah, let's do it. Which, like, in hindsight, is pretty cool. And we beat them, which is insane. Which they were probably, like, might have been the worst Whippeal team. I don't know. But, like, we were the first Westpac team, which was, like, the conference or whatever, to ever beat a Whippeal team, which was cool.
Yeah.
I was, I think, a sophomore, and I played a kickoff, and it was a touchback, so.
Hey.
I contributed. I ran on the field so fast.
You were there. You were like, I got this.
I was so ready. Touchback.
Touchback. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Funny. What got you into like the filmmaking, the photography side of things?
Honestly, skateboarding. Like, I picked up skating in like, I want to say like 9th or 10th grade. Like, I did it when I was little, like 5. I learned how to drop in and stuff, which is like when you like
into like a bowl,
yeah,
like dropping it
like
down.
the quarter fight bowl, yeah. Like, and that's, I feel like, the first step, like that, and like ollieing is like, those are like the landmarks of I can do this now. So like I started when I was little and then never did again. Like I raced BMX bikes. I did like I tried rollerblading, scooter. I did everything.
Anything with wheels.
I remember riding like in Wimber. We had a skate park and like it was at the top of this giant hill, and I would ride my bike up with a skateboard like on the handlebars. Like I would hold the skateboard and I'd have rollerblades on my feet just because like I wanted to go to the skate park and do everything.
Yeah.
But like coming down that hill.
Oh,
I swear I invented something. Like, I would be on my bike and then I'd stand up on the rollerblades, and the bike was like free. So it was like, you ever watch like Supercross dudes, like when they're doing like the Supermans and stuff?
Yeah.
Like I was like doing that down these hills. Like I would like let the bike go out in front of me and then like pull it back. Like it was so fun.
You never bit it doing that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I started skating in like seriously in like 10th grade, which was kind of a conflict of sports. They never really cared for that because it's like you're playing football and basketball and you're skating and like hurting yourself. Like it's kind of but that's how I got into video stuff. Like I had a friend Jay, and he did YouTube videos, and then like he would film like kind of vlog stuff, like vlog type stuff, and I just kind of evolved into like filming him, and then like he would film his friends, and like I learned from him, and that's when I kind of like started getting interested in that world.
Gotcha. Skate.
I love the
I always
skating
thought
videos.
the skating videos were sick, and then it kind of branched over to like snowboarding and skiing videos too. See some of the people doing that stuff. It's crazy.
It's like a good way to learn too, because it's like it was always like fisheye, like really close, and like if you can learn how to like skateboard and like hold a camera 2 inches from somemeone, like you kind of get the hang of it.
Or
Yeah,
dog.
pretty damn quick. Like
Yeah.
you have to learn real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, and it makes you a better skater too.
Yeah.
Or snowboard. Like even the guys that follow the
Snowboarding's
skiers
insane.
or snowboarders
Insane.
and like following them down
Yeah.
mountains, and it's like
You see
oh,
the
this is
ones where
cool.
they'll go off the jumps with them and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like insane.
There's this guy, I forget what his name is, but he has like a big, it's like the 360 stick thing, kind of.
Yeah.
But he'll like hit like these 40-foot jumps, and like he's 2 feet from them in the air. Like it's, I don't understand.
That's
That
just
stuff's nuts.
unbelievable.
Like I would get so messed up in that process.
Well, it's just not even messing up yourself, but if you're like carrying some crazy camera alongside you, like
Yeah.
Just freaking
one
dump
wreck
it.
and you're done. But I've seen them do it with drones and stuff now too, and the snowboarding videos are insane.
Bro, speaking of
But-
drones, did I send you that drone Instagram?
Which
That-
one?
The people, there's a guy that does it, and he has like millions of followers now,
Mhm.
and he like zooms in on homeless people in his drone.
No,
Like,
I haven't seen
dude,
that one.
Oh my god, I was
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
no, not at all, bro. Like
Or legal.
no, right, exactly. Like they're on the street, and he's like just hovering above them, and like these people are freaking out. It's so messed
I
up.
think
But like,
I'd be freaking out.
yeah, I know, right?
You're
Yeah.
just walking and you're like,
It's right above you, but like somehow gets away with it.
Yeah, dude, the drone world's complicated. It's there's so much that's like so many legal challenges you have to worry about, and there's a right way to do it, and a lot of people don't do it the right way, and a lot of it's because they just don't know any better. But yeah, you
feel like-
see every year there's somebody will fly a drone like into an NFL stadium or something.
Don't they slap those people with like a crazy fine too?
You can get like arrested and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, I think it's like a $200,000 fine if it's like
yeah.
at that level, which I don't know how much they're doing that, but like I would assume flying over an NFL stadium's not a great
Yeah.
idea.
Well, you think about it like it is a hazard.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but
They can track it too, right? Like they can pinpoint your drone.
they're
in the
getting
air.
now where they can like track it and like figure out where you're at and everything, but they offer so many like unique angles, it's hard to resist sometimes.
Yeah.
But like some of those like building ones you send each other, those are sweet.
Yeah.
Where
when
they're like through like a construction site and
yeah. Those have crazy regulations though too. Like
Yeah.
anybody that's building, they're like, oh, no
or just
photography.
construction sites in general too have a ton of regulations. And you ever seen the videos of them like stretching at like 6 a.m? They'll have like group stretches.
Construction guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They like have to. It's like a big safety thing.
Yeah.
They'll mess their back up.
It's wild.
Do they use drones in skating? Like for the pro guys?
I think they do now. Like it's called Street League. It's kind of like the competitive skateboarding, which is now like skateboarding's in the Olympics now. So like Street League is kind of like the qualifying.
It's in the Olympics.
Yeah.
This 2024 coming up.
It was in the last one. The
Really?
last Summer Olympics was the first year. Yeah.
That's sweet. I didn't know that.
It was like a very mixed like emotion thing because like
Okay.
it's weird. Like skateboarding is like it's a lot of different types of people, and like some are like, oh, this is awesome. Like the sport is growing, and some are like, it's not a sport. Like this is a lifestyle. Like weird. Like hardcore skateboarder. Like there's two worlds. So like people seeing it in the Olympics, they were like, oh, they're biting off our thing, and like they're monetizing what we do, and I don't know. I think it's cool, personally. Like, I think you're growing something, and like skateboarding, and like even like the early 2000s. Like, I don't know if you ever watched like the YouTube videos of like skaters versus Karen. Like every time you're skateboarding, like you're immediately in the wrong. Like it's becoming more liked now. So like there's less argument. Like you see someone like, oh, you're destroying. It's like, oh, it's in the Olympics. It's like, oh. But yeah, I know like in that stuff, I think they follow them with drones and things like that, which is pretty cool.
It brings up a great point though. Like I feel like skating back whenever it was like Tony Hawk Underground, like everything like that, skating was just so edgy.
Oh yeah. Like I remember
even still
like
a little bit
when the Olympic stuff happened, there was like they were like instead of like the Make America Great Again, it was like Make Skateboarding a Crime Again. Like people were like literally pushing it to like be getting in trouble again for skating. It's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah, priorities are crazy sometimes. Yeah. So you got into it with skateboarding. When did it start to get into like athletics and that side of stuff?
The same person I was skating with, Jay, he ended up going to Robert Morris for like a TV video production major or whatever. And I just followed in those footsteps because like I didn't really put too much focus on what I wanted to do in the future. Like I had no idea. And then like I was like, oh, this camera stuff is cool. Like whatever, I'll try this. And like I'm seeing someone go and do it, and like I didn't even know that was an option to go to college for video and stuff. So I followed him. Plus like I know like I would live in Pittsburgh, and I was like Googling the skate parks. Like I remember I was like, okay, if I live here, sick. I'm this far from this skate park. Like, and I was, which is probably not the right way to do it. But when I got out here, I started doing like music videos, and that was like what I wanted to do. I was like, I love music videos. Like this is what I want to do. And that's all I did. Like, obviously I did like the wedding stuff. Like I feel like everybody starts off with weddings and things like that. But I was like hooked on music videos, and I weirdly just somehow transitioned into sports. Like it happened with JuJu, honestly. Like all I had at that time was like music video, photo, like lifestyle photo type stuff. And then like when we got connected, like that's what I sent to them. And then like I was doing lifestyle stuff for him almost like off the field. And then that's when like the NFL called, and like my first sporting events were like the Steeler games, which is like,
that's crazy.
That is sweet.
I'm so unqualified like in that way. Like, but like I never had the anticipation of going into the sports world, but it just kind of happened. And like, obviously I love football, Steelers, like everything like that. So it's like, it works. Like, and I love doing it, but it's like, I didn't even try to do it. It wasn't the goal.
It was just fate.
But it's like, that's like you said, it's like, it's about timing, and like, it's about like, whenever there's an opportunity, like just trying to take it. Because like I've shot so many, like I've shot pregnancy reveals. It's like I never thought I'd be shooting stuff like this, and it's like, but maybe you'll shoot something and find out like you love it or you hate it. Like I've shot like club photography and I hate it. Like I don't like that at all. So it's like until you do certain things, like you don't really know what
you like and what you don't like.
I can only imagine club photography. I feel like that would be.
I haven't done that
hectic.
yet.
I'd just be like,
I don't know.
It was like you know, like how they'll do those like bar crawls, and you had to like buy tickets to. I don't know if you guys ever seen those. It was like one of those, but it's just weird. Like everyone's drunk and like they either love or hate you, and like both of those kind of suck. It's like if they'd hate you, like they're giving you a problem, and if they really like you, it's like they're probably like dropping their drinks all over you, or like take this picture, and then like the worst is when you're doing video and they're like take this photo, and it's like I'm taking video. Well, you have a camera. It's like I don't want to go down that world.
You don't get it right now.
Yeah, that happens a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. So you were take us through the first shot to JuJu, man. Like cuz that was out of college, right?
I was in college. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, I believe, my sophomore year of college, 10th grade, cuz at Robert Morris you live on campus the first year. And then the second year you either like get the apartments on campus, or there's like an off-campus thing called Yorktown, and it's like an old hotel. But I was in there, so it had to be my second year. But I was laying in bed scrolling on Instagram, and it was his, I believe, second year here. It was like, I want to say it was the week that, do you remember when he hit Perfect, and that was like the craziest thing?
My God.
Like that everybody still talks about.
Iconic.
It was that week.
Steelers fans still hold that near and dear to my heart. Like I still do, dude.
It was, which that hit was insane, but every highlight like edit, like Steeler like edit, you still see that one, and it's like it's awesome every time. But that was, he posted a story, and he was like need a video guy, like want to do social media stuff in Pittsburgh, like email this with your work. And it's insane because I emailed and like I had nothing to show. Like I think I emailed like 4 photos, and like I don't know what the process was like that they actually emailed me back, but for some reason they did. And his manager emailed me back and was like, "Are you available?" And I was like, "Of course." Like this is like you're always waiting for like a big break, and I feel like when you like get the chance, you're like, this could be it. And like he emailed me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm available." And I was supposed to film that Sunday, I believe, when he was suspended from that hit. And it ended up not like working out or whatever. And then it was like that was pretty much the end of it. And so like it was like 6 months went by, and like I would just email like once a month. I'd be like, "Hey, like still available, just checking in, like blah blah blah," stuff like that. It's just like, "Oh, we don't really have anything available right now," like, and obviously like busy people, you know what I mean, like they don't know me and like things like that. So I just kept emailing, and then I think I might have just annoyed them enough that they were like, "All right, let's just like give this guy a chance." So then like a bunch of months go by, and I was washing my car, and I get a text from a random number. It's like, "Hey bro, it's JuJu, like you trying to work still?" I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, of course, like this is insane. And like at the time, like that was like insane to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I never had been around like professional athletes or like people with like a following and things like that. So like I was like, holy crap, this is insane. So that he reached out, and then I was like, I'll do like I'm down to film whatever, like, you know. So I went out a couple days later, and we filmed like 3 videos. The first time I met him, it was he took his dog Bougie to the dog park because his dog has like a super big following. So we filmed like that. Like at the time he was doing a lot of YouTube stuff, like vlog type stuff. So we did that, and then I remember filming like, do you remember Lil Tay, like the biggest flexer? She's like, "I'm the biggest or the youngest flexer."
I'm trying to. Oh, like the real small girl.
Yeah,
like she was super young.
She's like, "I'm the youngest flexer."
Yes.
Oh, he did like a funny video of that on his car, and he's like, "I'm the youngest NFL flexer," and like I filmed it on my phone, and it was on World Star in like 20 minutes, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like that was like my first like, this is insane. Like how much this like how quickly this stuff happens and like the level this is at. But we filmed that, and then I filmed. He had like a charity event where it was like everyone met and they rode their bikes for like a mile, and it was like to raise money for something. That was cool. And then I filmed another charity like football camp for like the children's football camp thing, and that was like my first experience working with him. And then I just like kept trying to keep that connection alive because like you work for someone, that doesn't make you like
The go-to.
yeah,
No
like you're
matter
not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you do a job for someone, that's it. And like another thing with that was like I was talking to his manager, who was an awesome dude, and like both him and JuJu are like the people I have to thank for like having anything to do in this world, because they both are the ones that like let me have the opportunity. But I remember I was supposed to shoot just those videos and then send them off to someone to edit, and I was like, I'm just gonna edit them, like I'm just gonna do it and give it to them finished to show that I can do this, like, because like I feel like that was an opportunity where you could just do the job you're supposed to and be done, and then maybe never get called back, because it's like you're kind of just filling a spot, you know what I mean? So like I went and edited them, gave them full like 3 finished videos. So like I think that spoke a lot to them, where it's like, oh wow, he can actually do all this and we don't have to go elsewhere and like go through all these, like he eliminates that middleman of the whole process.
You're the guy.
And then I just kept like trying to reach out, and then I went to Stiller training camp, and like I didn't reach out to JuJu or anything because I didn't want to like be like, hey man, like can you get me in training camp? Like I never want to be like the annoying dude. So like I just went to camp with my mom as like a fan, and I took my camera, and like I was in like if you've ever been to training camp, it's like chaos. Like it's just like 100 people in one area trying to get autographs, and like I was like the front row taking pictures of him like signing. And I remember he saw me, he's like, bro, like why didn't you just like ask me to get, like I could have helped you like get here. And I was like, man, I was too nervous.
Yeah, that ain't me, bro. Yeah.
I remember he posted those photos, and that was like the first time he posted it on Instagram and stuff, and that was like a big deal because like people were starting to see I was working with him. And then honestly after that, like we started playing Fortnite together, and like that's where like our friendship, I feel like, was built, and like it's like history after that. Like this dude's like my best friend now, you know what I mean? So it's like after that, it's like working is like easy, like it's just like how I'm here with you guys talking, like, you know what I mean? It's like
Fortnite's a global connector, man.
Damn,
it's
it
insane.
Really is.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
It really is.
it's crazy. And then like back to the NFL stuff, like they call that's like one thing leads to another, and then it's like you're working with other athletes because you're meeting them.
Yeah.
And that's just like, it's crazy to think about that, like me procrastinating doing college homework in my dorm swiping Instagram led to like changing my whole trajectory of like what I'm doing. And it's like I could have missed that story, and like none of this would have happened. Like I think about that stuff, and it's insane.
Right. We literally talk about that all the time. Like, could we have not went to school and did what you had to do, or like had to go through what you went through? But like those moments created like that opportunity. But then you like think in your head, it's super crazy to think about it. It's like, what if I did that different on that day? That's like butterfly effect. You ever watch that movie?
I haven't seen that
Ashton
movie.
Kutcher?
I can't, dude. I'm too anxious.
No, I feel
Because it
you.
goes the other way too. It's like what if I would have done this and that would have led to this, or like what if I don't go and drive my car? Like I don't know. I think of like crazy things. People get in a car accident. It's like if they would have stopped and tied their shoe, maybe that doesn't happen. Like you can really drive yourself nuts thinking about like
It's crazy.
how everything
It's a
works.
deep subject for sure, but it's
Down the rabbit hole.
yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought up like the text, and I remember when JuJu hit me up to do his car, and that was like the first time that I met you, and you had the WRX out.
I forgot you were cleaning it. I
Yeah,
forgot about
bro.
that.
I got like a random text out of nowhere, and it was, "Hey, bro, this is JuJu," and I was like, I was literally on the golf course with my dad. I was like, "Dad, look, holy fuck!"
Yeah.
And he was like, "You better get there," and I'm like, "You're right. You're right."
He's also just like
Cool.
a super good person.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of guys are like that, and it's like not a lot of people would even care to like text you. Like they would be like, "Oh, someone else can handle this for me," and like he's just a very down to earth dude that like, I mean, you know, but it's like he's just a good guy.
He's genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just genuine, good ass dude, man.
Yeah, cool guy.
Now you've been making the trips out to New England, right? This past.
Yeah, I've been out there a couple times. I'm actually going tomorrow.
Nice. What's the weather looking like there? They got crazy snow like us?
I don't know. I know they got snow, but I'm sure it's
Probably cold as hell.
yeah. Yeah.
They got some crazy changes going on too. Belichick's out.
Crazy.
Big time.
It's nuts. They got a new coach like the next day too, which I was
Yeah.
shocked by.
I was shocked at how quickly they hired, and then Alabama as well. Like it makes you.
Who'd Alabama hire? I didn't.
They're
see
going
it.
with the Washington coach, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
did
I
that
did
like
see
the
that.
next day, basically.
It makes
Both
you
of them.
wonder, like, do you think like teams have an idea of like obviously if you have an older coach that's been there for years, like you have to have kind of a plan. It's like a quarterback. Like
Yeah.
if your quarterback's getting older, like you have to have like an idea of a route to go.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like
Our Steelers didn't have that plan. It seemed. We did for a little bit. I feel like it was Rudolph, and then it was not Rudolph.
but that just shows
Now
too
it
like
is.
you never know
Mm-hmm.
like what is gonna work too though.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Kenny could come in next year and light it up.
Hey, it's an exciting time.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about quarterbacks. Honestly, is like you literally just have no idea.
Right.
It's gambling.
I mean, look at Mason. Like he has like fought the battle
Oh my God.
and then like comes in and lights it up. So it's like it makes you wonder. Like he's been on this team for this many years. Like why did we not go to him before? But then it's like you just I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. Like Dobbs when he went on his little run. Like it's insane. Like it's just timing of things aligning.
Oh my
I
God.
always think about too, like Dwayne Haskins, too. Like if he
It's
would
terrible.
have,
Right.
would still be here. Like
He
What
for
would it
sure
be?
would have been in like the running for it.
yeah,
I sometimes forget about it. Like honestly, like
it was like
messed
a
up
very quick. I forget when that even happened, but
It was I believe it was the year they got Kenny
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
that was when they got Mitch too. I think
yeah,
it's crazy.
When you brought up Dobbs, I like this whole past season. I'm like, come on, Dobbs. I wanted him to win so bad.
And it's crazy because I feel like he's been on like 6 teams, and it's like he goes crazy for him, and
He
then
does.
it's like they just go elsewhere.
Right. He went. I forget what was it, Arizona? Like he was
Mhm.
balling out. Gets traded mid-season in Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
Balls out there.
yeah.
It's crazy. Gets put in like the next game because their backup gets hurt.
that's like crazy too. Is like being a high draft pick, like you could literally waste your career.
Yeah.
Like you could be the craziest quarterback coming out of college, and then like go on a not good team and see one contract and be out of the league. And like you could be second round, go to a decent team and become Tom Brady. Like, you know, it's just it's
Right.
insane how like that's another thing. Like one thing can change their whole trajectory of their career.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I've always wondered, like if you were to go to the league, like would you want to be like number one guy where you get a bunch of money but you're on the worst team, or would you be like a second round guy where you're like significantly less money but you have opportunity? Like
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be the later round guy.
I think
Yeah.
the second round guy works out more too. You know what I mean? Like when you think about
you're a
all the
top
great
pick, it's-
quarterbacks. Yeah.
So much expectation on you too. Not that there isn't on like the other picks, but
Yeah.
I mean, I truthfully can't think of really any first rounders that are like Hall of Fame.
Recently,
Yeah, recently,
I'd say Andrew Luck would have been,
right?
but
Even that's crazy.
but like
He's just
once
like,
again
I'm
he
done.
goes to a team and just got abused. So it's like
right. You almost want to be that second round guy.
yeah, even like look at Matthew Stafford, like dude's a Hall of Famer for sure. And he
Mhm.
was on a team that hasn't ever won. Like this is the first year they won a playoff game in like 30 years. Like he leaves there and then wins the Super Bowl his first year. So it's like
Crazy.
what his numbers were crazy on the Lions. What would his numbers be on like a different team? It's like,
yeah.
but then they play the Lions and they lose. So it's like
Right.
sports are crazy, man.
I'd be sick if I was Matt Stafford. Like, oh man, he was on. There were some good ass teams too back then, like him and Megatron. I mean, their team was terrible.
It
But,
was
like the
just
teams
them.
they would play,
Right.
like their stats they would have was
Me
insane.
and my buddies were just talking about this, like how spoiled we're all like the same age. So it's like
Yeah.
how spoiled we were with quarterbacks. Like we grew up with like Brady, Ben, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, like
Breeze, all
yeah,
those guys.
Phillip
Yeah.
Rivers, like
it's a different era for sure.
Hall of Famers on Hall of Famers, and it's like the game is so different now. But it's like
It is.
it is weird. Like we those were like our childhood guys, and now like you see like the Mahomes and stuff. It's like, damn, we're old.
Oh my god.
That's the new gen.
Like kids are growing up on like Odell is like like that's our generation low key,
Mhm.
and like Odell is still like a dog. Like
He
It's
is.
crazy that like how that
Yeah.
rolls over.
Now it's Josh Allen, Mahomes,
Yeah,
Right.
Like that's what
Tua.
kids are growing up on.
It is.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. You think two is the real deal?
I do.
Well, I thought
You
for
do?
a little bit this year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's there. I think you just got to stay healthy,
Yeah.
right?
I like the Dolphins. I think they're a
I do
cool
too.
team.
Yeah.
I like the Texans and the Lions. I
want them to win. Like,
yeah.
I watched the Lions. I wanted them to win.
I wouldn't mind the 49ers too, but I don't know.
I'm a big C-Mac guy. Christian McCaffrey's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog, man. Is there one guy in the league where you watch? I mean, you guys can speak from experience. Like, where you watched a game where like this dude is just head and shoulders above.
Him. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like I haven't had too many, like, I mean, we've had a couple, like, big teams come through, but it's been a lot of, like, teams that are, like, kind of on the come up for me so far.
Yeah.
But obviously the 49ers, like, that was a decent team. And
I mean, last year, like, watching the Chiefs, like, experiencing that, like, that Super Bowl run was, like, I like, would go to the games and watch them and be, like, not nervous. Like, you know what I mean? Like
you just knew they had
it was kind of how the Steelers, like, when you were growing up, like, the Steelers were always, like, gonna win. You know what I mean? Even if it was close, like, you still feel like they're gonna win. Like, the Chiefs last year, bro, like, I was never, like, the only time I got nervous was, like, the Super Bowl. Like, it just felt like they're so good that it's, like, this team is just above everybody else. And it's, like, I don't know if they're that this year, but, like, it is crazy when you experience, like, how good, like, when it's working, how good it is to, like, watch.
that was like the Bengals game this year, Steelers versus Bengals at home. Mason's first game in, it was just like we knew we were killing that one.
We were killing insane.
In the next game too.
You were at that Super Bowl game though, right?
Yeah. Yep. Man. Crazy. First.
That was insane.
Yeah.
You got to take us through that.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Well, what was the night like?
So
like the clock strikes 0. What happens?
Like of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So for one thing, like with JuJu, he has a huge family, and like he's very family oriented. So like I think there was like 40 people there with him. So like they won, which was insane. Like halftime, it was looking a little like up and down. Like we don't know what's gonna happen, and then like obviously like he kind of went crazy in like the third quarter or whatever. Like that one drive, nuts. that was just like we had Philly fans in front of us, and like it was wild. But
Philly, they probably wanted to kill
they were
you
like
guys.
up and down and up, and like we were up and down. Like it was awesome. But like they won, and then he came up in the crowd. Like he came and found like because we were all kind of like in the same area, and he came up and like bro, it was awesome. Like he just like let's go and like hugged his mom, and like there's a picture of him in the crowd like this, and like all the people around him is like his team and family, and it's like the sickest picture ever. But then we went down onto the field, which was chaos. Like getting down there was insane. Like it got to the point where we were like, bro, like just let his parents go, but like he wanted everyone. Like so then like eventually like he came and got us, so we got down because obviously it's a Super Bowl. Like they're not letting anyone down on the field. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we got down there eventually, which was sick, and then like they had like a podium set up where you can hold the trophy and everything. So like we all got to hold the trophy, which is insane.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Man. Oh my god.
Yeah, like we got like the confetti and stuff. Like I have it in my phone right here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Wow.
I took like a cup of confetti. Like I want to frame like a jersey. Yeah. Because I had like the jersey I wore. Like it's like a Super Bowl jersey, and he signed it, and I'm like, I want to frame it and put like the confetti behind us. I think that'd be sick. But
that's the kind of stuff that like telling that story in like 40 years to people is gonna be. Awesome.
It's unreal. Like my dad like called the newspaper and they put it in like our local newspaper, and like I still see the picture and I'm like, it's insane. Yeah. Like the fact that I'm like holding the trophy like with him and then, like my fiance, like it's like it's just
at
insane.
like 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's like that's like one of those moments where it's like back to like scrolling Instagram in my dorm. Like I reply to a story and now I'm holding the Super Bowl trophy. Like not
crazy
that I did anything to get a Super Bowl trophy, but
hey, but you're part of the family.
It's just
man.
That was like
insane.
a full circle moment.
Yeah.
But,
oh my god,
that's insane.
Yeah, and then like it's really cool. Like the hotels for like the Super Bowl and stuff. Like they have like amazing food and stuff like that for the teams. Like that was cool to experience too.
They had it laid out. Any crazy like after party that they went to?
We went to like the club. Like me and my fiance went, and it was just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
where was the Super Bowl again last year? I forget.
Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Scottsdale.
It was a good time, but it's like the one thing I will say that's crazy is like how much that affects your off season, like as a player, because you're playing so far into the year. Like the Super Bowl's even later now. What was it, like February? It was like mid-February now.
It's like February.
Because they added an extra week,
12th or
right?
something.
Yeah, it used to be like the 2nd.
Yeah.
But like you figure like if you don't make the playoffs, you're done in January,
Mhm.
like late December, early January.
You
So
get an
it's
extra month and a half.
and that's
almost.
like for like this off season was crazy. Like he ended in February, and it's like you obviously need some time off, like where you need to give yourself a break. And then it's like it felt so quick, like the off season didn't even happen. But yeah,
That turnaround time is crazy.
What time is it?
4:28.
Damn.
Guess we gotta wrap it. Dude, we were
Time
flying.
flies.
It really does. I mean,
I didn't know there was a clock there.
we were
I didn't
just
either.
rolling though. But dude, we appreciate you coming down, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
I feel like we could keep going for like another hour.
We
though.
could for sure, but we're on some
I
time.
feel like
Don't
let
blame
us keep going a little bit. But no, man, we seriously appreciate it. I mean,
We'll
just
do
hear
a part
some of the
2
stories.
sometime.
We definitely do.
Yeah,
'Cause I want to get into the music video stuff with you, man.
I want to get in the music video and just more like the cinematic stuff that you're doing now with everything.
I gotta know that. What was it like meeting Lil Wayne? Before we
yeah,
close?
it's a good way to close it out.
Dude, I cried.
I would have cried.
That's
too.
so like, to put it simply, like that is the man that I've like looked up, like that's the GOAT to me. And like I remember playing Midnight Club, like the car game, you remember that?
Oh
and
my
like Go DJ was on. Like that's when I heard Lil Wayne, and like I got hooked, and like my whole childhood, like this man is the GOAT. And then like shout out JuJu was the same situation. Like him and his one manager were able to get me to like meet him, and like bro, I dapped him up, and he like Lil Wayne hugged me, and like I just like I honestly don't even know what I said to him. I was just like, bro, I was like, you have no idea how fucking awesome you are. Like, you're the GOAT. Like I love you so much. And like he just like he backed up and he put his hands around mine. He was like, it's love, brother. And I was like, dude, it was just it was the best thing it could have been. Like they always say like don't meet your idols, like but like bro, he was down to earth. Like it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like he wasn't a jerk. He wasn't like it was just perfect. Like we got a picture, and then I was just like
That's awesome.
called my mom at like 4 a.m. crying. It was insane.
Oh, don't get it. Don't get it. Meet Lil Wayne out there. Meet your idol.
Yeah. Meet your idol.
Hashtag meet your idol.
We'll finish on that one, man. I just had to know. I had to know.
Yeah, that was a good one. Well, thanks for joining us. We
for
appreciate
having
you
me.
coming down here, taking the time out of your schedule.
Of course.
But that's a wrap on episode 31.
Deuces.